The sun is getting more active than it has for a decade, and it could lead to power outages, grounded flights, and stunning auroras. Stunning auroras, okay? The sun is entering a period of peak activity that will last several years, an expert said. This means the sun will produce more solar flares and a powerful burst of energy. Solar flares can disrupt radio communications and electric power grids on our realm. All right. The sun is waking up for after almost a decade of relative calm, and could reach a peak activity by the end of this year, and that could cause problems on Earth. The planet is not the Earth, it's Kai. As more sunspots appear on the surface of our star during these active periods, it may prompt more solar storms, creating bursts of electromagnetic energy that can affect everything from the power grids to GPS signals. These are called solar maximums. They say they occur every 11 years. Yeah, okay, bullshit. They haven't been much of a problem in the past. Alright? Remember, we woke up. They still don't want to admit that we woke up as the original beings. They don't want to admit that we woke up. Okay? The title of this series says, "The sun's activity is peaking sooner than expected." So while so many are wondering if Donald Trump's going to go to jail, if he's going to be president, who's going to be president, the real information is here. As the sun nears the peak of its current solar cycle, our star is growing increasingly active, and that peak may be occurring sooner than predicted, according to science. What peak? What peak are they talking about? Yeah, you know what peak they're talking about. Supernova. Every 11 years or so, the sun experiences periods of low and high solar activity, which is associated with the amount of sunspots on the surface. These dark regions, some of which can reach the size of Earth or larger, are driven by the sun's strong, constant shifting magnetic fields. I want you to remember this, brothers and sisters, those of you who are watching. There's no time and space. All right. There's no time and space. That's number one. There is no time in space. There is no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, January, February, March. That doesn't exist. What do we say? We already told you all. We're the gates of Helios, the gates of 1,000 suns. These Saxons are literally trying to survive this. We said the gates of Helios would last for 360 days. Oh, well, no, it was 720 days. 720 days for the gates of Helios. All right. And right now we're in the gateways of Hermes, where everything is speeding up faster and faster, faster. All right. Over the course of a solar cycle, the sun will transition from a calm to an intense and active period. During the period of activity called solar maximum, the sun's magnetic poles flip, and then the sun will grow quiet again during the solar minimum. They don't understand the sun. We control the energy in this galaxy, brothers and sisters. All right. The sun is sending energy directly to our realm, to the very top of the planet. And they know this. All right. This is something they can't control. The great solar blast is coming. It's coming. And it's not going to be nice for the Saxons and Orientals. I'm telling you this now. All right, guys. The great solar blast is coming. They said solar activity spike. The current solar cycle, known as solar cycle 25, has been full of activity, more so than expected. How can they expect something they don't understand? Scientists at the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, which is called NOAA, Space Weather Prediction Center, where they try to predict what's going to happen in space. Wow. They're so smart, they're dumb. No two solar cycles are the same, said March makes research scientists at the Space Weather Prediction Center. The solar maximum is a space weather equivalent to hurricane season, when it has seen the biggest storms, but unlike the hurricane season, which lasts for a few months, solar maximum lasts for a few years. This is the first time they've engaged in this. So how they know? We told you, brothers and sisters, we're coming into the great solar blast. The increased activity has included strong solar flares, coronal mass ejections, or large clouds of ionized gas called plasma, and magnetic fields that erupt from the sun's outer atmosphere. The solar storms generated by the sun can affect electric power grids, GPS, and aviation, and satellites in low Earth orbit. These events also cause radio blackouts and even pose risk for crewed space missions. All right, so just understand, understand. This is about to be over. Great solar blast. Great solar blast is coming. This is all coming to an end. One known example happened when a series of coronal mass ejections erupted from the sun on January 29, 2022, caused the Earth's outer atmosphere to heat up and expand. The expansion caused 38 of the 49 Starlink launch spaces to burn up. All right, that's that shit that Elon Musk is doing. He was trying to create the Starlink program where they could control our minds. It was a mind control system. Well, father, son, mother, son. Well, it's not happening. But the increase in activity isn't unusual. It will only continue as solar maximum approaches. All right. Okay. On what's today? Today is Monday. So that was Saturday. There was a solar flare that happened Saturday, which would 6:21 Eastern time, and basically it's pretty strong. It showed up today, and there were extremely high solar winds. There was a solar storm that happened. There was solar winds that was high, which is why these Saxons took it upon themselves to put this shit in the sky, which we have got to find out a way to offset what they created. All right. Solar flares are powerful bursts of energy. The flares, the solar eruptions can impact radio communication. We already read that. This flare is classified as an X 1.6. Class X denotes the most intense flares, while the number provides more information about the strength. Just like last week when we had that X20 flare that NASA didn't want to tell everybody about. And that was a strong flare, and it's going to get stronger. It's getting stronger, brothers and sisters. We're tired of these beings, and we're tired of living this way, and we want this thing destroyed. So we're going to use our weapon, which is the galactic sun. The sun is our weapon, and we're going to destroy this shit. Yes, we are. We're going to destroy this whole system they created. So, they're scared. This is why they're watching. Why other people are talking about Donald Trump, and Trump's going to get locked up and go to jail, and Obama and all this bullshit. These beings are watching what's really going on. And let me tell you something, brothers. They only report that which is not as strong as Um, as it's not extremely strong. The only report that's not extremely strong. Just like James Kaufman had revealed that there was an X-20 flare. So what did? They created these storms everywhere. It was storming everywhere because that's when hit the city, hit Michigan, and they are trying to protect their people and they're trying to protect their system. The Arctic Circle has got to be charged up, all right? And a lot of energy is going directly into the Arctic Circle. From the Arctic Circle is going throughout the entire realm. All right, we've got to get this thing together, brothers. I mean, we got to get it together because we're the ones who got to evolve. These Saxons don't care; they can never evolve, but we're the ones who got to evolve. All right. Shows right here what is the danger of solar storm in space. Very high energy particles, such as those carried by coronal mass ejections, can cause radiation poison to humans and other mammals. They would be dangerous to unshielded astronauts. Let's say astronauts traveling to the moon. Large doses could be fatal. So this is their fear, all right? And when we're talking about that blast, that's great, that grand solar blast, radiation poisoning, all right, which is fatal to these Saxons and Orientals. We, the original beings, our bodies are full of different radioactive elements. I mean, our organs are already radioactive alone, all right? Can solar flares affect the human body? It says harmful radiation from the solar flares cannot pass through the Earth's atmosphere to physically affect the humans on the ground. That's what they said. That was back in 2017. But that is completely different here. All right. Because what happens with the solar flare? What happens? The solar flare, it goes into the center. And most of it goes into the center of the realm. And then from the center of the realm, it comes up from the ground. All right. And they still get radiation poisoning. That's why they're getting sick right now. All right. Can solar wind affect humans? It's going to disrupt communication. They're trying to say that the solar energy it's not affecting the humans. And the reason why they're saying this is because they cover up the sky. You have to remember that our galactic sun and our atmospheric sun works simultaneously. All right. So when there's a solar flare coming from our galactic sun, there's also a solar flare coming from our atmospheric sun. All right. What happens to humans if solar flare hit Earth? They're trying to say, therefore, solar flares do not pose direct damage.